Marrying an extroverted man can be exciting, but it's not without its headaches. Have you ever found yourself feeling lonely or overlooked because your husband is too friendly, too busy, and always the center of attention? Can love alone really hold a man who's always in motion? Hi there. Today we're talking about something very real. If you're living with an extroverted husband or dating someone like that, this video will help you understand his psychology better, along with the things you need to prepare for a peaceful life together. Stick with me until the end, because the deeper we go, the more you might realize you've been through this. You just didn't know how to name it. Let's get started. Here are 4 things you really need to pay attention to when living with an extroverted husband. First, he loves freedom and is constantly busy. Extroverted men often have wide social networks, jam-packed schedules, and rarely stay in one place for too long. A study from the University of Toronto in 2013 found that extroverted men tend to have more social relationships, which can reduce the time they spend with their spouse if things aren't well balanced. They're also prone to overcommitting to social plans, which means missing out on meaningful moments with you. For example, maybe you've had a long, tiring day and just want dinner together, but he already made plans with a colleague or his friend group, not because he forgot you, but because social connections are his fuel. As his partner, you'll need to get used to unexpected changes in his schedule. At the same time, be mindful enough to create high-quality alone time for just the two of you. Respect his freedom, but don't lose the connection between you. Second, he has a lot of friends, including female ones. For an extroverted man, having close female friends isn't unusual. Their charm often comes naturally, they don't even try. But for you, his wife, it can trigger insecurity or emotional discomfort. For instance, you might catch him messaging playfully with a female friend from his old group. He says, "We're just buddies." And maybe that's true, but it still doesn't stop the jealousy. You're not wrong to feel that way. But if the trust between you isn't strong enough, outside relationships can become cracks in your foundation. A 2015 study in the Journal of Research and Personality shows that highly sociable people are sensitive to feedback from friends and tend to maintain those friendships at all costs. So the solution isn't restriction, it's clarity. You both need to set boundaries around outside relationships and agree on what feels respectful to each other. Third, his personal image matters a lot to him. Extroverted men care about how they look, how they act in public, and how they're perceived by others. It's not fake, it's how they feel confident and valuable. You might notice that he always dresses well when going out, speaks very politely with colleagues or friends, and avoids public arguments. Even during conflicts with you, he might prefer to talk things out privately rather than let anyone else know. A 2015 study on social psychology found that people with high social orientation often tie their self-image to how society sees them. If you're an introvert, this might make you feel like he's living more for the outside world than for your family. But in reality, this is how he maintains emotional stability. So pick the right moment to share your concerns. Avoid pressuring him in public, he won't respond well. Fourth, if you're an introvert, you'll need to adjust and understand your differences. A quiet soul living with someone who thrives on chaos, that's a recipe for conflict if not handled with mutual respect and open communication. A 2022 study published in Current Psychology found that couples with different social energy levels experience more tension unless they actively find ways to meet both connection needs and alone time needs. Let's say you want a cozy night reading at home while he wants to go out and watch the game with his friends. Both of you are valid, but if there's no communication, clashes are bound to happen. What you need to do is co-create a rhythm. Maybe one weekend day is for him, one for you. And don't forget to carve out some special time just for the two of you. Living with an extroverted man is like traveling with the wind. You can't pin him down, but if you know how to move with him, you'll go far together. Don't try to change him. Instead, choose to understand him. Respect your differences and look for the common ground where both of you can grow together. If you're living with an extroverted husband, feel free to share your thoughts. You might discover that what you're feeling is exactly what many other wives are going through. And understanding always begins with the courage to speak up.